Hey bosses, and I am happy that you are actually here watching me today because I am going to talk about how you can encourage your team to actually think outside the box, be more innovative when it comes to working remotely with customers. So I recently had a friend of mine ask me this question, and she manages a team. Angela asked me, hey, how am I going to get my team to actually think differently, be more innovative when it comes to processes and interacting with customers now that we're no longer doing it face to face. And so I thought that this also might be a really good opportunity to share some ideas with you because you might be experiencing the same challenge now that we are, working remotely. We're not having face-to-face meetings with clients. We're not taking them out to lunch. We're not taking them out to dinner and smoozing them. So what can we do differently that is still going to get the results, that we as business owners and managers of departments and organizations need to stay in business? So I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. So when we're thinking about how we're going to encourage our team to be more innovative when it comes to processes and changing maybe how we present products, how we support our customers now that we're in that virtual remote world, also think about, just an FYI, if you are watching this and you also have challenges that you are wanting some guidance on, some advice on, then feel free to type them below, because I can also create this as an opportunity to create a new training and provide answers for you and others that may have the same challenges. So if you are ready to get started, I definitely am. All right, so the first thing I want you to think about when it comes to, creating that experience where you are now working virtually with your customers or your clients, it needs to still be that wow factor, that exceeding or meeting those expectations that your customers or clients have. So I want to share with you 5 tips that you can implement to help you work with your team so they are more innovative when it comes to the customers. So the first tip that I want to share with you is kind of an obvious one for me, just because it's kind of where I start with everything, and that is know what the results are that your customers are wanting. So when it comes to the results, do not guess, do not assume, because 9 times out of 10, we are always wrong. All right, so you're going to have communication with your clients and find out what it is that now they're wanting. What are your customers wanting from you now that we're in the virtual world? And part of that is asking them. So host a virtual coffee hour. Get with them, say, hey, I want to talk over coffee. Can't do it in person, but let's meet on Zoom or Skype or whatever platform that you want to use and talk about it that way. So find out what exactly your customers are wanting from you now that you may not be able to meet with them face to face. One thing to think about when you're thinking about what results that they're wanting, also think about, once you actually do this and you find out what the results are, there are some other challenges that are going to come into play that need to be overcome. And one thing that once you talk to your customers and find out those things, the next step that I want you to take is step 2, and that is personalize that service or offering. And I want to quote Maya Angelou for a second, because I think it's an awesome quote and she kind of really nails it. And she says that people will forget what you say, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And so when it comes to creating that personalized service or offering, or how you're going to now interact with your customers, how you create that special interaction, making them feel like you are actually listening to them and meeting those expectations and it all goes back to how you make them feel. So one strategy that you can use when it comes to personalizing the service is always put yourself in the customer's shoes. You can use your team. This is a great way to use your team on brainstorming ideas. Also, you can even create a contest where, always remember, it's a shared goal. It's an end goal that everybody's trying to meet, and that is to be innovative in how you're interacting now that your customers are remote. And create that contest and have prizes that are actually going to motivate your employees. So make sure you ask them what they are really interested in, and it could be things like a gift card or a day off. Whatever it is, make sure that whatever you choose, they are actually wanting it. And then they will be motivated to be more innovative. All right, so now that you have personalized your service, one thing I also wanted to let you know, there's a great article that I read, and it was written by Shama Hyder, and she wrote, the article is entitled 3 Steps to Creating Incredible Virtual Experiences. And she uses the example of fantasy weddings. So when it comes to personalizing that service, that is the example that she shared, because always weddings are personalized based on, you know, the bride's wants and needs, their idea of that fantasy wedding. All right, so step three is identify the why. Why does the customer want to be interacted this way in a virtual world? So finding out why is key. And if you don't find out why, you are going to probably provide solutions that are not going to be as effective. All right. Now, once you find out why, by asking questions, listening with intent, not making assumptions, that is key. You know, this is another way where you can actually find out through those virtual coffee hours of why they want to be interacted in a certain way, and what creative, innovative approaches that you can take. So the 4th strategy is identify what benefits your innovative service or offering or process is going to be with those customers and your clients. And I think about this in basically, just the other day, I had some clothes delivered for my son, who obviously needed, you know, some winter clothes coming up. The weather's starting to get a little cooler, and I did not want to go to the store. Now, the benefits for me to ordering online through J.Crew or Old Navy was because, one, I did not have to go to the store. I did not have to spend hours looking for items and things that would fit him. I did not have to go out and wear a mask, which to me is a huge benefit because they are uncomfortable, and when you wear glasses looking, they fog up. So I did not have to do any of those things. And the benefit, another benefit, is that the product, the clothes, came directly to me. I did not have to go out. It came directly to me by FedEx. So those are benefits for me ordering products online. And think about what your service or what product, or, you know, how you interact with your customers, and what can you do to make sure that you are providing benefits to the customer. So make sure that, you know, you kind of put yourself in their shoes and think about that. Have your team think about that. And the last step, or the last tip I want you to think about during this, is identify how to create that new process, that new service that you are offering. You know, what's a different way that you can actually provide it or offer it? I know for me, a lot of my clients, especially locally, they always preferred one-on-one, me coming to them in their office, and I loved doing that. However, now that's not an option. They're not wanting that. So the option 2, which provides them opportunities and benefits, is to do it virtually, whether it's Zoom, Skype, you know, whatever the platform that they have. It's a virtual coaching, advising interaction. And the benefit to them is that, one, they don't have to actually go anywhere. I'm coming directly to them. They're not wasting time driving or going into another office. There are no interruptions. So those are benefits. And then the how is virtually. That's how we do it. They're happy with that. I am still meeting, or sometimes, based on what their demand, what their needs are, exceeding expectations, because maybe they want to do it after work because they're so busy during the day. I'm happy to do that. Whatever hours, what I work in different time zones. So meeting expectations and creating that how is a great way to think about becoming innovative. And use your team for this. This is another opportunity for brainstorming or creating a contest. Whatever, it is that's going to be innovative thinking on how can we do things differently so our customers feel like they are getting that wow customer experience. It's all about the customer. Without the customers, we have zilch. We are not even in business. So think about that when it comes to innovation. What can you do differently that you're not doing that will exceed expectations in a virtual or remote world? So that's what I want you to think about. All right, so just to recap, the 5 tips are: 1, what results are your customers wanting? 2, what personalized service or process can you now implement with your customers? The third is identify the why behind why they want things done differently now, why you cannot maybe safely, depending on the industry or what it is that your client expectations are, why you can't meet with them now in person. And then 4th is identify what benefits this new process or service is going to provide for them. And then 5th is how you are going to create it. All right? So those are my 5 tips on how you can encourage your team, and with some focus really on how you're going to do it with your customers in a remote now environment. So hopefully you found some value in this, and I am, if you like it, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and also go out and be the boss that I know your employees want to work for. All right? Bye.